Yo, once again, it's on. Back at you one more again. Real Ken's TV and the House Light Kitchen Sinks. Now, before we get into this evening's video, if you will, y'all jump in the comment section. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Let me know your city, your state, your hood, your set, whatever it may be that you representing. Let us know if you're the man or the woman that you say you be. You know, I've been telling more personal stories, as far as the things that have happened to me. And, I have mixed reviews. Most of the time it's positive, but, people always have something to say. And I get everybody has a viewpoint or an opinion. And I respect that. I respect everybody's opinion. But it's oftentimes, it's easier to look back on things when you're actually watching it, on video, and watch things that had already unfolded. Well, Kens, you should have done this. Well, Kens, you should have done that. And all you had to do was this. And all you had to do is that. Well, in life, if we do everything that perhaps we could have and should have done correct the first way, then it probably will be like, a perfect world that we live in. Now, with that being said, there is a message. Individual is a landlord. Goes by the name of Mr. Ralph. So I'm going to honor Mr. Ralph. And at the time, the young lady that, I was with or whatever, I had been in one place and my lease was up. I had this pending case going on. So I couldn't sign another, year lease because I wasn't sure exactly ultimately what was going to happen with me with my case. So the landlord and I, I went my way and, made sure that the place was cleaned up or whatever fairly well. And I got my deposit back. You know how that thing goes, when you're renting anyway. But nevertheless, young lady at the time that I was with, she was moving into a new place as well. Well, baby, there's no sense of you getting another place or whatever. We had talked about it. There's no sense of you getting another place. You're always over here anyway. So, yeah, that's cool. That's true. Now, I'm one that I believe in having my own. Definitely, not trying to live off of anyone, anything of the sorts. So I move in with her. It's going to be a temporary thing, just till the case is resolved. But ultimately, like I said, I knew I was probably going to end up getting convicted. The charges were it was too much. There was no way that I was going to beat all of these charges. So it was only a matter of time before I went back to prison. I'm planning on borrowed time, to say the least. We get the U-Haul truck or whatever the first day. She got the key. We moving everything into the place. And I ended up leaving. I had to go and do something. I forget exactly what it was. And I'll tell you what it was. After we did all the moving or whatever, I did have to go do something else, but she still had the key. She hadn't moved everything out of her old place. So we weren't going to stay at the new place that particular night. It was at the old place or whatever. Next day, we were going to move the rest of the things over there, and which we did. It was no problem whatsoever. Mr. Ralph ends up coming over that second day. I want to say maybe the third day. We're in the driveway. I introduced myself to him or whatever. We talked probably about 10 to 15 minutes. Everything seemed cool. Mr. Ralph seemed like he was just genuinely a good dude. I say about 4 or 5 days passed, and you know how it is when you first move. The house is kind of cluttered, and you're looking. You don't have everything put up. At least we didn't anyway. We didn't have everything, put up in the place that it was going to be, that we wanted it or whatever. So I'm looking for my PlayStation. I can't find it nowhere. I'm like, where's my PlayStation at? I said, maybe her son grabbed it and took it back in the room, which would have been kind of, uncommon because he would play it. But typically, if he played it, he's going to play it in the living room. So I go ask him, hey, bro, you seen the PlayStation? He's like, nah, I ain't seen it. I was wondering where it was at. I figured you had it. I'm like, nah, what would I do with it? I said, it was right here. He's like, man, I haven't seen the PlayStation. Get to looking around the house. I asked her, you seen the PlayStation? She's like, nah, same thing that, her son said. I figured you had it. See, I used to have this, I had a duffel bag, right? And I put my PlayStation in. A lot of times I would have the PlayStation with me. We used to gamble on the games in college football. Madden, I was pretty good in Madden, but my little crew or whatever that I kick it with, they all played college football. So I kind of just left the Madden and started concentrating on college football. So anytime anybody get to running it or whatever, and I'm out and about, man, I got the game with me. What you want to play for? 50 a game, 100 a game? What you want to play for? So a lot of times I would have my PlayStation with me. Looking all throughout the house, the PlayStation is nowhere to be found. Her daughter's like, Mom, have you seen my laptop? She's asking me, I haven't seen the laptop. It was right here. The laptop's gone. Got to looking around some more. My cameras were gone. I had a couple Sony cameras, nice Sony cameras. They was gone. I had this watch. I never will forget, it was 3.5 carats. It had the blue and yellow diamonds on the bezel. Wouldn't advise buying anything like that, but you know, it looks nice, but it's not really worth anything unless it's not worth anything. But at the time I thought that I was really doing something. You know, I done paid, I don't know, I think I done paid like $2,500 for this watch. You know, like I said, it looks nice. That was gone. My watch is gone. Where's all my stuff at? Where's all your stuff? A couple other items was missing. A little cash out of the drawers. But we were baffled because we couldn't understand, like, what is going on. We haven't seen any, there's no visible, you know, force of entry. It doesn't look like no doors or windows or anything's been broken. What is the deal? Call the insurance company or whatever. Because, you know, you can have renter's insurance bundled with your car insurance or whatever. The problem was she hadn't switched the addresses over. So we weren't covered under the rental insurance. Items just gone, missing. I'm heated. I'm hot. After all, we hadn't been there, you know, like I said, at this point, it had been less than a week, maybe 4 or 5 days. But the first couple of days, I wasn't even aware that these items were missing. We don't know what's going on. The kids are going to school. I'm telling, hey man, y'all make sure, because they're 2 years apart, so they went to the same school. Hey, y'all make sure, you know, y'all see my watch or whatever. Don't say anything to the person, or don't, you know, just, they keeping an open eye or whatever. They don't see my watch. I'm figuring that maybe one of the kids done broke into the house. Perhaps one of the kids broke into the house, you know, when we left, and we stayed all night at her other house, at her old house that we were moving out of, or that she was moving out of. And maybe someone came in, but how could someone come in when there's nothing broke, there's nothing. But one thing for certain, two things for sure, the items didn't just get up and walk out on their own. Something really, really weird going on here. I said about a week later, police came knocking, came looking for me. I had done some crazy stuff when I was out on bond or whatever. So they came looking for me. They came knocking on the door. I hear the police. I'm in the back. Pause. I'm in the back of the house. They're talking to, you know, my girlfriend at the time. And they're asking, is Ken's here? Truck is blatantly outside. Before you tell us that he's not here, just know that it's harboring a fugitive or whatever the charges are, the old police talk or whatever. Hold on, man. Y'all ain't got to go through all that here, man. Yeah, what's up, man? They got a warrant out for me. Put me in cuffs. Police, they got the house, like, surrounded like I'm a fugitive or something for real. Like, it's literally about 7, 8 police officers there. It's one old punk-ass detective that never liked me. I said a few choice words to him, and he told me, whenever you get wrong, I'm going to be right here. And guess what? He was not lying. Y'all rock with me. Got me in cuffs. I'm telling the officer, I say, look, man, my daughter's birthday is in 2 days. My daughter's birthday is literally in 2 days, man. Let me stay out, kick it with her for her birthday or whatever. I'm going to turn myself in. Matter of fact, I already called my PO. I had already planned to turn myself in anyway. Now, the reason I planned to turn myself in is because, like, if you're on parole and they send you back to prison, if you get a new conviction, the time that you had been out won't count. Now, come on, kids. We don't know penitentiary language. Let us know. Okay, so the way that they do it in Kentucky, every day that you're out on the streets, counts as though you were incarcerated. So for instance, if you're out for 2 years, that's like you're doing 2 years, and it's 2 years that comes off your sentence. But if you come back with a new charge, that whole 2 years will be erased. You won't get credit for those 2 years. So I was trying to go ahead and have my parole violated, knowing that I was about to get convicted of these new charges. I was trying to beat the system. Man, I done already called my PO, man. My PO's gonna violate me anyway. I'm not going on a run, man. I just want to stay out for my daughter's birthday. I'm in the back room or whatever at this point. They leave out. Come back about 5 minutes later. Well, we're gonna need you to do something for us then. You know, if we called and verified your story with the parole officer, but you're gonna have to do something for us, man. Tell us about this criminal syndicate. I was charged with a criminal syndicate. It's a state RICO. 12, 13 people on the indictment or whatever. And yeah, it's an organized crime charge. The majority of the people pointing the finger at me. I'm the ringleader or whatever. Blase, blase. Man, I don't know nothing, man. So you're not going to tell us this information? I mean, it's your daughter's birthday. Don't you want to stay out? Yeah, I want to stay out for my daughter's birthday. But I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. Get him out of here. Take me to the paddy wagon. I don't even know why they brought a paddy wagon. They take me to the paddy wagon. Lock me up. So now I'm in jail. She's stressed. Trying to move and, you know, get everything situated from moving, rather. Financially, just emotionally. See, these are the things that we cause our loved ones, if you will, to go through when we put ourselves in predicaments to where we're taken away from them. So I'm locked up. A whole bunch of weird stuff just started to really, really happen. She came home one day and the back door, like the glass part of the door or whatever, it had been broken. Couldn't figure out what the problem was. I had no ring doorbells and all that stuff back then. And if they did have them, it wasn't nearly as common as it is now. Calls the landlord or whatever. He eventually makes his way over there. He fixes it. About another week later, the back hinges is kicked off the door, like somebody had broken into the house, but it was nothing missing. Live in a haunted house or something? I mean, what is the deal? And just imagine, she's a woman with 2 kids. We're teenagers, but nevertheless, they're still kids. And can't quite figure out exactly what's going on. Landlord comes and fixes it. And it's not the landlord. He had like the maintenance dude. He was like a yes man or whatever. He would always come in and fix everything. About a month or so goes past. Comes over, the window's broke. Like somebody had crawled through the window. Each time she's calling this maintenance man, he's getting to the point of where he's making it seem as though she's an issue by contacting him. Like she's causing a problem, as though she's making these things up. She would sleep in the room, keep the door locked, make sure the kids' doors was locked or whatever, because she didn't know what was going on. Things started to happen here and there or whatever. Finally, she tells the dude, listen, man, I need to get out of this lease. All of these things have happened. You can't explain why they're happening, but I know that they are happening. She comes home one day, her whole drawer, like where she kept her underclothes, bras and stuff like that, a couple things were missing. Had it been rambled through, you could tell that somebody had been in the drawer. Obviously, the kids hadn't been in there. I'm incarcerated. Nobody else had been in the house. She started suspecting that this landlord was coming in and out of the house while she wasn't there. I'm on the phone with her. I'm trying to reason with her. I'm trying to get her to calm down, but keep in mind, when you're in jail, man, it costs money. Just like everyday life, it costs money. It costs money to go outside of the house. It costs money to live in the house. When in jail, they feed you, but if you want to eat or get on the phone, commissary and things like that, well, it costs. Money was tight at the time. When I got caught up, they took the money that I had on me. I ended up having like 65, 6,600 on me, something like that. They took that. And so I couldn't really talk to her the way that I wanted to talk to her. Yeah, we stayed in touch, but it might be a couple days before I talked to her. I'm feeling so bad, so guilty, as I should have, because I'm not there. I'm the protector. I'm supposed to be there to make sure that she's good. I'm sitting in somebody's jail cell facing 20 to life. Even though I knew I wasn't going to get 20 to life, I was going to cop out to the take a plea deal. But nevertheless, those were the facts of the case. She stopped staying there totally. She started just staying over her mother's house. Her and the landlord, they really at odds at this point. She tells the landlord, well, I'm going to get my boyfriend. And she's not even that type of individual, because she has a bunch of brothers, but she didn't really want them to know. I would have personally told the brothers. But she didn't want the brothers to know, because I guess she felt as though they would dive off the deep end and somebody would probably end up getting hurt really bad. She didn't want to let her brothers know or whatever. Well, your boyfriend, how's he going to do anything? He's in jail, and it don't seem like he's getting out no time soon. I guess he did his research on me. I don't know to this day how he knew, because it's not like I wasn't on the lease. It's not like I gave him my full name, but he knew I was incarcerated. I guess when the police came that day, and he probably got the police report or whatever. I mean, after all, it was his property or whatever. So I guess perhaps that's how he knew I was locked up and what I was charged with. I don't know. But essentially, he was telling her, it don't matter if you get your boyfriend. He can't do nothing. He's not here. He's not aware of the fact that she got like 4 or 5 brothers that's going to do anything for her. But yet, she don't want to say anything. She's paying rent. She's paying electric. She's paying all these bills at a place that she's not even staying at. If she breaks her lease, that's going to go on her credit. Not sure how many of y'all have had evictions and things of that nature put on your credit, but it's damn near impossible to get a decent place to stay if you have anything of you broke a lease or got evicted or something of the sorts on your credit. Really stressed out now. You got this landlord that won't do anything. She don't really have money to hire an attorney. Attorneys are high. Somehow, some way, she ended up finding out who rented that place prior to her, and they moved out for the same exact reasons. Caught somebody peeping through they had like a little contraption to where they could look through the window or whatever. Somebody was looking through the window at night. They didn't know if secret cameras had been placed in the house. It was just a whole lot of crazy stuff that went on prior to her moving there. Mr. Ralph, he was married. He'd been married for several years. Mr. Ralph had been getting into it with his wife. She had an emergency protective order out on him, called an EPO. When you have an EPO, you can't possess a gun or any sort of weapons or anything until that case is resolved. Sometimes you can never get it back. He had violated his EPO a couple times and went around her, and he ended up getting locked up. They locked him up. Now this dude owned like 18, 19 houses. But come to find out, all the houses that he owned, he hadn't been paying the property tax, so he was about to lose all of these houses. He hadn't paid property taxes like in a couple years on any of these houses that he owned. These houses were about to be taken. So he's in the county jail. Yeah, he got a little bit of money, but the problem is on them EPOs, they do not play. They do not play, them judges. So I don't believe he didn't have a bond. He was just like stuck in the county jail. I don't know that he's in the county jail. My girl at the time, she didn't know. She was just saying, I haven't been able to reach him. Well, eventually she finds out, because the flunky dude, the one that I said is I don't necessarily want to refer to him as a flunky, because he was cool, but he would just do everything that Mr. Ralph asked him to do, but he was getting paid by Mr. Ralph. You feel me? But he was the maintenance guy. I guess they had a falling out about some money or whatever. So he tells my girl, like, man, this guy, he's asking me to do these things. He's asking me to do this. He's asking me to do that. And, he likes black women. Now, Mr. Ralph was about, I don't know, at the time, Mr. Ralph was probably 45. This is a good 2012, I want to say. So what's that, 13 years ago? Mr. Ralph was probably about 46, 47. White dude. Had the gray beard, white beard, whatever you want to call it. He was probably about 5'10", wasn't quite 5'11", because you 5'11", people that are 5'11" don't act that way. Had like a little gut on him. I don't know, he's probably about 230 pounds, something like that. Wasn't in shape or anything, even remotely close to that. My girl tells me that he's locked up. Well, see, in Lexington, Fed County Jail or whatever, it's so big, like it holds so many people. Odds are you probably not gonna see this individual. Like they hold 1,000 people, 1,200 inmates, probably more than that at certain times. Going to court one day. When you go to court from the county jail, they'll come and get you at about 6 o'clock in the morning. Everybody goes to, like, there's this certain hallway that they take you to. Got to get on the chain gang. Chain gang is they shackle your feet together. So you got like shackles on your feet, and then you cuff to an individual, and y'all on one big chain. Put you on a bus, take you to court. It's early in the morning, I ain't thinking nothing of it. Once you get to court, they put you, depending on whatever courtroom that you're going to, they put you in a bullpen. Basically, it's just a big old cell. You know how, like on the movies, and you'll see you'll see the officer, whoever the prisoner is, he'll open the door and they'll walk in. They might push them in there or something like that. Then shut the door back, the bars. Well, that's how a bullpen is. It has the bars and everything. Might be a couple benches. It's gonna be a toilet. It's gonna be a sink. And this particular day, it was oftentimes it's crowded in there, to the point to where everybody don't even have room to sit down. People sitting on the floor, standing in the corner. It's packed in the bullpen. They sent me in the bullpen. Lo and behold, who do I see in the bullpen? Mr. Ralph. He's standing there. I see him in the corner. Because first thing you want to do, you peeping your surroundings, you're keeping your head on a swivel, whatever. You trying to see who's out, because I done seen some dudes get messed around in that bullpen, man. I done seen some damage really be done. You get thrown in the wrong bullpen with one of your co-defendants, and he done told on you, or you done told on him, or just whatever the case may be. Y'all had beef on the streets. It goes down in the bullpen, man. I done seen people get hung upside down, like by their ankles, man. You know what I mean? They go through their pockets, make sure, because like they come from, they get arrested in court. You go to court, you got your suit on, you trying to look nice and presentable for the courts, for the judge or whatever. Take him into custody. Well, they gonna just put you in cuffs, throw you in the bullpen, so you just got on your street clothes. Hey man, you bring some cigarettes in with you? You didn't bring nothing? Depending on who you are, they hang you upside down. This particular time, went through his pockets, all that stuff, man. Yeah, it's jail, man. Lions, tigers, goons, gorillas, and birds. Man, it goes down. Even in the county jail. Probably goes down in the county jails worse than it goes down in the penitentiaries. Y'all rock with me. I see Mr. Ralph standing over in the corner. No, he sees me, because every time somebody comes through the door, like I said, they the bars, so, the doors, they make a lot of noise when you open them. They make a lot of noise. Me slam them shut. I don't say nothing. I'm, talking to a couple people over here. We talking. What's up, my dog? What's up with you? Talking. I walk towards the back of the bullpen or whatever. Mr. Ralph walks up to me. He got his hands like, because you wear jumpsuits in the county jail, so he got his hands in his suit like this, top part of his suit. He was like, "Hey, Ken's, right? Ken's." Yeah, yeah, what's up, man? That's me. He's like, yeah, I remember you renting my property out on, he said the name of the street. I don't even remember the name of the street. But he was like, I was like, yeah, what's up, man? He said, man, I don't know what's going on, man. I've been in here, man, and your girlfriend, man, we're trying to get it straight because she tells me that somebody broke into the place and she's been having some issues with the place. I'm trying to get it straightened out, but I got this daggone thing going on, so I'm still calm or whatever. I'm always calm, laid back. Like, damn, what they got you in there for, Mr. Ralph? You don't seem like you. He's like, oh, man, darn wife of mine, man, she, and he gets to telling me about that or whatever. Okay, that's what's up. I said, let me ask you this. My girl tells me that she brought me up or whatever because she couldn't seem to get any sort of cooperation from you as far as the weird things that continuously happen at this place of residence, and you don't want to let her out of her lease, or you don't seem to want to work with her. And then she said that you kind of poke fun at the fact that I was incarcerated. Oh, brother, I wouldn't do anything like that. He always, brother, I wouldn't. So you saying my girl's lying? I'm just trying to get some understanding. You saying my girl's lying because we're not loud. We're over in the corner or whatever. But it's not loud, but you got to kind of, raise your voice a little bit because it's loud in the bullpen. It's probably 50, 60 inmates in the bullpen. No, it wasn't anything like that. I was just saying that, you was just saying what? She told me specifically what you said word for word. That I was incarcerated and I was nothing to worry about or to be worried about or whatever, because based on the charges that I was in here for, it doesn't look like I'm going home anytime soon. Oh, brother, nah, man, it's just nothing like that. Okay. So I turned and acted as though I was going to walk away. Next thing you know, I just turned around and socked him. I'm talking about I just socked him. Caught him right on his jaw, man. I hit him. As I mentioned, we were already in the corner, so I hit him. He hit the wall. I body rocked him. He hits the wall, kind of slides down the wall. I could have stomped him all the way out, man. I could have stomped him all the way out because he was out, man. He wasn't like knocked out. I didn't sleep him or nothing, but he was definitely discombobulated. Talk shit again. Let me hear, because I knew he wasn't going to be in there long. EPOs and stuff like that. It's not like he's going to get some years for that or whatever. Let me hear about you talking shit again. Let me hear about you going to my girl's crib again. I don't care if that is your crib. I don't care if that is your crib. Let me hear about you going in the house one more time. Let it go, man. Probably about, 15, 20 minutes later, the officers came. Start calling people out to court or whatever. They come and say your name or whatever. Get in this line, and they take you to court, man. Dude never said anything. Of course, no inmates are going to say anything or whatever. And it could have really been a situation where his health could have been in grave danger. Because I knew a lot of other people in there, man, they would have stomped him out. I wouldn't have had to stomp him out. They would have stomped him all the way out. I'm not no tough guy. I done won some locked up. I done lost some locked up. But I'm a stand-up person. I'm a stand-up guy, man. And I didn't like the fact, because it was obvious that he was the one he was trying to use intimidating factors on my girl at the time. She's afraid to even stay at the house. And miraculously, while he was locked up, none of those things ever happened again. She was apprehensive about, like I said, staying at the house. But she started, just being over there during the daytime. And then, she would stay till a certain time at night, and then she would leave. And then she got to the point to where she felt comfortable staying over there all night again. And none of these things ever took place. See, I believe that he had dude come in the house and they took the laptop and my cameras and the PlayStation and my watch. I couldn't prove it. I really want to stomp the dude out for real. But I'm just not a violent type of individual. I'm not. I'm gonna protect myself. But I done seen dudes in the penitentiary, in jails, man, just get beat so bad, like senseless. I'm talking about being all the way out, knocked out, unconscious. Dude gets on top of him, drilling him, kicking him. Them black state Bob Barker boots they give you. Just imagine somebody's already out. You beating them to death and just talking to them. It's called a demonstration, man. People gonna put on a demo if you run across the wrong person. Everybody doesn't do that. But if you run across that one person that's violent like that and has those violent tendencies, man, you could lose your life, man. And if you don't lose your life, man, you could get beat severely. Demonstration. The next person is gonna know not to try me because he remembers this. It's not me. I'm not trying to put on a demonstration. I'm not trying to hurt anybody, anything like that. I'm gonna do what I gotta do to get you up off me. But once I have you up, what's the sense of but everybody's mind is not thinking like it. We ain't locked up, penitentiary, man. You got several people in there, man. They a couple sandwiches short of a picnic. They're not playing with a full deck, if that makes any sense. I say all of this to say, be careful and be mindful. Just because you're in a position of power, that don't mean anything. It just means something for that, maybe that exact moment. But you never know where life's gonna lead you to. You never know if you're gonna find yourself in a bullpen in the county jail, and then that one individual that was talking crazy, or that you was talking crazy to, or whatever the case may be, and you don't got your gun, you don't got your protection, you don't got your badge, you don't got your radio that I done seen former COs. They mess up out on the streets, send them to jail, talking all this stuff when they were COs. But now you with the lions, tigers, and bears, and some of them COs be tough. So they can get, they can get with you. But for the ones that just want to grab their radio, signal 7 in the bullpen, signal 7 in the bullpen. Signal 7 for y'all that don't know us. That's get here, stop what you're doing, get here, and get here right now. Not now, but right now. Talking all this stuff, talking all this tough guy stuff, and you would do this, and you would do that, and you would take your badge off, and anybody try you with it. As soon as that one inmate tries you, okay, big boy, I won't try you, let's get it. Let's get it. Signal 7 in the bullpen, or whatever unit you may be in. Let's just say you're in unit CC. First it was, yeah, man, and I'm sick of this. I'm sick of you inmates. Any of y'all could get me right now. I done seen inmates talk, correctional officer talk like that. I'm in my any man mode. That means any man in here can get it. I take my radio off. I turn the cameras off. I take my badge off. You won't fight? Let's get it. I'm from the hood. As soon as the inmate takes them up on their challenge. Signal 7 in Unit CC. Now that bass done went out of their voice. Down is panic in their voice. Signal 7 in Unit CC. So be careful the way that you treat people. Treat people the right way. Don't treat people a certain type of way simply because you feel as though you can. Because you too might find yourself in the corner somewhere, body rocked, sliding down the Wizard. Real Ken Stevie. Hopefully you like the video. Feel free to comment, definitely share. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Be sure to hit that post notification so anytime I bring you this action and this heat, guess what? You're amongst the first to receive. And by the way, Mr. Ralph lost every single house because he couldn't pay the taxes, man. You reap what you sow. Respectful.